Hey everybody, it's good to see you today. I am taking some time to have an open space to lift up your prayers and blessings and to put some general good vibes out into the world because this is a season when things get hard and some people get lonely and we need a little bit more joy in the world. So take a moment, take a deep breath, and settle into place, and let's get started. This night that there is war raging in spaces around our globe, in Ukraine, in Israel, in Gaza, we lift up prayers for peace and safety for all people on this planet. May there be pathways to peace everywhere. May there be ways that all people who are living without electricity can gain it, places where we can decrease anti Semitism and Islamophobia and knit pathways forward that allow all people to have sacred spaces and homelands that are open to them in secure ways. God, in your mercy, hear our prayer. I lift up today all of the faith leaders who are planning out these times of holding light in the deep, beautiful Northern Lights darkness, that we be filled with the kind of stability and calm in our heart that it takes to help people who are walking through grief and despair to know that they have a stable guide. God, in your mercy, hear our prayer. Lift up teachers and students and janitors and those who cook, the principals and admin support, and all who help keep schools safe spaces, particularly those who are heading towards ends of semesters and completing coursework. May the stress of academic life dissolve into presentness and being able to be around families and friends and having a real true sense of completion at the end of a time of schooling well done. God, in your mercy, hear our prayer. Tonight, I lift up the prayers of all who are doubting, all who are grieving loved ones or loved pets, those who are injured or in hospice care, those who are continuing long-term struggles with wellness, particularly those who had COVID and it stuck around much longer than they wanted it to, those who are battling pneumonia and other respiratory illnesses, those who are battling cancer or continue to yearn to be cancer-free in all of the ways that they are living into the future. We lift up love and support to all who are living with chronic illnesses and disabilities. May the baseline that you are living in be accessible to you at all times. May you have as little pain as possible, be as healthy as possible, as long as possible, in all the ways that are possible. May you have access to choice and to healthcare and to moments of being able to be open to the world. God, in your mercy, hear our prayer. Today, I lift up all of the people who do seemingly thankless jobs, particularly those who are working in retail during these times of giving and present sharing and holiday party purchasing. May there be equitable working spaces. May there be kindness in the midst of the grumpiness. And may all people have pathways to stable housing and living and life in these times. Special prayer and shout out for those who are seeking work, those who are nervous that they might lose their jobs, or those who are in a transition space when it comes to their career. God, in your mercy, hear our prayer. I lift up all who are experiencing discrimination, whether that is because of their race or their ethnicity, because of their gender or their gender identity, because of what they believe or what they wear or who they love. May they be wrapped in love and comfort, find people who similarly identify, and be connected to all of the spaces that help to solve with an A uh, and create a lessening and a loosening of all of the trauma that sticks in spaces when discrimination lingers. God, in your mercy, hear our prayer. Lift up a prayer in these times to all who are worried that everyone else is happier than they are. Those who get grumpy by how happy everyone is in those holiday movies, or by all of the music that is everywhere, or the pictures of people who are seemingly celebrating with carefree ways. A special prayer and bit of love for those who are longing to find companionship, whether that's more friends or more family or beloved intimate romantic partners that they can have in their life. May you know that this season is so twinkly and so many songs simply because we need a boost at this time of year and communal support for the things that are hard to navigate on our own. God, in your mercy, hear our prayer. We lift up all who are worried about politics, political outcomes, those who are wondering what will happen with election cycles, and may we be put at ease. May our activism and our lobbying and our the yearnings of our heart be things that are able to be moved forward and solidified as often as possible. May our civic leaders and those who are stewards of public trust use those resources and access and power in ways that benefit community in true and tangible ways. May they be good stewards of public funds, and may there be joyful spaces that are equitable and accessible by all. God, in your mercy, hear our prayer. I lift up a special prayer for all the homeless and hungry during this season, particularly those who are families and those who are experiencing trauma and life on the street. As the days get colder, provide safe shelter spaces that are warm and fair and have real, actual ways to help people gain their goals, whether that's living indoors or gaining additional sobriety, help people along their journey in ways that provide them with as much choice as possible, as much safety as possible, and enough dignity as possible, and maybe even more dignity than seems possible on the first try. God, in your mercy, hear our prayer. I lift up today all of the beautiful, wondrous stars, the cosmos, the planet, the northern lights, all of the ways that celestial bodies and the galaxy keep going regardless of the worries of our hearts and our minds. The way that nature seems to fluctuate and adapt as often as it is able. to the ways that we get it wrong when it comes to ecology and being a good steward of creation. Help us to be people who are in sync with creation as often as possible, rather than people who seek only to dominate or benefit from. Help us to plant trees and clean the air and the water, and to be friends to the wildlife in spaces around us. God, in your mercy, hear our prayer. I lift up prayers today for all of the achy parts of our bodies, particularly those that can't be fixed with medicine. As we age and we grow, may we become adaptable. May we find ways to move and breathe with dignity, especially as those who are transitioning into senior living spaces. Special prayers for those who are seeking to get out as much as they can, but missing connections with those they lose far too often. God, in your mercy, hear our prayer. I'm lifting up prayers today for all of my LGBTQ kin, particularly my trans kin who have a tough time with so much of the political legislation that seeks to change the way we can be in the world. May you find ways to look in the mirror with loving eyes at yourself. Be safe in your home and in the spaces that you work, and be able to experience the full dignity of the life that we all should have access to. God, in your mercy, hear our prayer. Lifting up all of the pets. Any of y'all got pets that you want special prayers for? For the cats and the dogs and the squirrels. Are squirrels pets? My brother had strange pets when I was little. All the fish, all the gerbils, all the hamsters, all of the snakes and reptiles, and even those who have mice as pets. May they be lifted up, loved, and live as long as possible in our stewardship. God, in your mercy, hear our prayer. And finally, I lift up today prayers that the world will be better than we expect, that the abundance in our bank accounts will be better than we expect, that we will be amplified in the world and through our encounters with other people, that we will know that we are loved and that our love will multiply as we share it with the world, and that all of the places that seem stuck or dead or in hibernation will find moments of resurrection, rejuvenation, and evolution. May we be lifelong learners. May we be people who are always seeking to buoy up others and care for our neighbors as often as we can. And when in doubt, may we love boldly and forgive more boldly still. And may you, yes, you, know how deeply I love you and am rooting for you, and that there is so much more that is bigger in our communal ways of being in this world, and with the sacred yearning for you and supporting you through all of your journeys. We also know that there are things that are complicated and hard, and maybe we don't want to put in a public prayer chat. And so I encourage you to also lift those up to a person you can trust, or the divine that is bigger than you in this time. And now, here from the Garden of Gethsemane, I want to encourage you to lift up prayers that are so private and personal that you only want to share them with God, or a trusted faith leader who will keep them in confidence. You can share them in direct message here or through email, or find a trusted person you want to share your prayers with. But remember that God is able to hold even what is hard. Take some time and ponder some of those prayers.